Tonight, Roma Wines of Fresno, California bring you Gloria Swanson in Murder by the Book, a suspense play produced, edited, and directed for Shenley by William Spear for Suspense.
I must have been asleep. At first I thought it was one of those dreams. And then I realized the phone was really ringing. I seemed to remember. It had rung before and I hadn't answered it. But maybe it had been only this once, ringing a long time. Because just as I got there, it stopped. Hello? Hello? I suppose I'd had one of my spells. I never could remember very well just after them. But I know I'd been working or trying to. It was my latest, and I thought it would be my best. It was about a woman who kills her husband. But I'd had all kinds of trouble with the end. Everything was all right up until the explanation, how she did it. I knew, of course, but somehow I just couldn't write it. It wouldn't gel. It had been going on like that for some weeks. Then today I must have had another spell. I've been having them ever since the accident. Ever since Ned was drowned. They'd begin with headaches. It would get worse and worse, and I'd lie down. And when I'd wake up, I wouldn't remember for a while. Sometimes when I woke up, I wouldn't even be in the same place. Instead of lying on the couch or on my bed, I'd be sitting up in a chair or at my typewriter. Once I even found myself sitting in a car out in the garage. It was a strain of everything, of course. That's why I'd started going to Dr. Winter. And now it seemed as though my poor nerves were fated. One shock after another. Because now, Dr. Winter was dead. You see, he'd been murdered. Yes?
Emily?
Yes?
This is Harry Bailey. Where have you been?
Why, I've been right here, Harry.
Well, why don't you answer your phone? I've been trying to get you all afternoon.
Oh, I must have been asleep.
Oh. Well, how's the book coming?
Oh, not very well, I'm afraid, Harry.
Still stale, huh?
I guess so. I'm awfully sorry, Harry. I know I promised it to you weeks ago, but...
Forget it. Those things happen. Listen, Emily, I've got a great little proposition for you. It'll make you some money, it'll get your mind off the book for a while, and it'll be worth $1 million worth of publicity for us.
Oh, what's the catch?
Well, I was talking to young Hayes. He practically runs the old man's newspaper chain for him now, you know. And he wants you to cover the Winter case for the whole syndicate.
Oh...
No, wait a minute, before you make any snap judgments. In all the time I've been your publisher, I've never given you a bum steer yet, have I?
But, Harry, I'm not a reporter.
That's just it. You write it from your point of view. The way it looks to the country's foremost woman detective story writer. The clues, the evidence, how it all fits together. Truth is stranger than fiction and so on. You see what I mean?
Well, I don't know. You see, I was a patient of his, Harry.
All right, all the better. Famous man murdered in small resort town. Just so happens famous woman mystery writer lived in same small town. Even was murdered man's patient. Knows everybody by their first names, and so forth and so on. Emily, this will put your name in headlines in every city in the country.
I know. That's the trouble. Oh, you see, well, what will Cora say?
Well, why? What's it to Cora?
Well, I'll grant you she may have had a slightly exaggerated idea of his importance, but after all, she was his man Friday for the past year. And now to have her own mother, stepmother anyway, writing it all up in the papers and making capital out of it.
Oh, don't be silly, Emily. Somebody's got to write it. And you'll do it with sympathy and honesty and understanding. What's the greatest thing that could happen as far as getting a fair break in the papers is concerned? And it's a chance in a lifetime for you, Emily, no kidding.
Oh, I'd like to. As I say... All right, Harry, I'll do it.
Atta girl. Now, listen, I'll have Hayes draw up the contracts right away.
Anything you say, Harry.
Swell. I'll be in touch. Night now.
Good night, Harry.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, darling.
Who was that?
Harry Bailey. He wants me to cover the Winter case for the Hayes Syndicate.
You what?
I told him I would.
Oh, Mother. Oh, Mother, how could you?
Why not, Cora?
Because it's bad enough that he's dead without dragging it through the papers all over again.
But it will be in the papers anyway, darling. And as Harry says, at least I can give it sympathy and understanding.
Sympathy and understanding.
Like Cora.
Please. But please don't do it. Stay out of it. We'll only get more heartaches out of it, that's all.
Why, Cora? Why, you almost sound as though you were afraid. Are you afraid of anything?
Afraid? All right, then maybe I am. Maybe that's just what I am. Afraid.
I had never really understood Cora. She was Ned's child, not mine. I was only a stepmother. Not that we weren't the best of friends, but she'd always been a little strange. More like a mother, I imagine. And then the shock of losing Ned, and this on top of it. There were times when she seemed almost in a daze. It was hard to blame her. The next day, Harry phoned to say the contracts were all in order, and I was to report to Lieutenant Hahn of the Homicide Bureau, who would permit me to interview the girl they were holding for the murder, and in general act as my guide, philosopher, and friend. But upon appearing at his office, I found a gentleman with his hat on his head and his feet on his desk, who didn't bother to remove either, and merely stared at me.
Something?
I'm Emily Carlyle. I was told to report to you. You're Lieutenant Hahn?
Uh-huh.
I was told that you would sort of show me the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I deduce from your attitude that you are not particularly pleased by the prospect.
I cannot tell a lie. You deduce right.
Well, isn't this nice? We're not going to get along.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Miss Carlyle, or is it Mrs.?
Miss. My married name is Wales. I was married to Ned Wales, you know.
Ah.
Suppose we clear the air a little, Lieutenant. I take it the barrier between us is the old one of professional versus amateur, dealer in fact versus dealer in fiction, and you disapprove of fiction?
Oh, I got nothing against detective stories or detective story writers. I even read them myself once in a while, for laughs.
Well, that is encouraging.
What?
To find that you can not only read, but laugh.
Okay.
Then just what is the difficulty, Lieutenant?
I don't like to see people tried in the newspapers.
I have no intention of trying this girl. What's her name?
Claire Ogilvy.
I have no intention of trying her. All I want to do is present the facts. Tell the story.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess you want to see her, don't you?
Among other things, yes. Unless, of course, you have something better to do.
Oh, no. You're my assignment from now on. I'm in the doghouse.
Well, I can think of less appropriate places.
Okay.
Why?
This is a big case. National sensation, special prosecutors, hullabaloo in the papers, special feature writers like you.
Yes?
And I'm in a minority of one around here, so nobody likes me.
Stop being cryptic, Lieutenant. What are you driving at?
They got a big thing on their hands and they want a conviction. I don't agree.
About what?
About the girl. You see, I think she's innocent.
That was interesting. The girl was even more interesting. She was about 25, a pretty girl, and she was lying on her bunk in the cell, staring up at the one dim light in the ceiling. She didn't even look around when I came in.
This is Miss Emily Carlyle, the writer, Claire. She wants to talk to you. I'll be back after a while, Miss Carlyle.
Go away. Leave me alone.
I can't, Clara. I have a job to do.
That makes you different, I suppose.
No, but I still have a job to do.
That's what they all say. They've got a job to do. On me.
Who's trying to do a job on you, Claire?
A lot of smart people who make their living at it, like you.
You mean that they're trying to say that you killed him and you didn't?
I loved him, you fool. Why would I kill him? Why would I kill him?
Why did you confess to killing him?
He was dead, wasn't he? What difference did it make? That's what they wanted me to say, so what difference did it make?
Then you didn't kill him.
All right. I killed him. That's what you want me to say, too. All right, I killed him.
I don't want you to say anything, dear. I just want to know what happened.
He was killed. Murdered. That's what happened.
They say you quarreled with him.
I dug my nails into him. I wanted to hurt him. There was blood on my dress, and so I burned it, and they found that. Then when I heard what had happened, I ran away, and they found me. Oh, they've got everything fixed just fine. I had a job to do, that's all, and they did it. And the sooner they get it over with, the better, and then everybody will be happy. Maybe even me.
Why did you quarrel with him?
Have you ever been in love with some man, and then one fine day you found out you were just the last of a long list of other women? Have you? Have you?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have.
Well, then you know why I quarreled with him.
Yes.
All right, then, and I'll tell you something else, too. I didn't kill him, but now I wish I had. Do you hear me? I wish I had!